Happy.
Yeah, and that was how I got away with it. But
Yeah,
they'll never know.
I'll never find out. Never find out. How's
Oh,
how's your Black Friday going, Miles?
it's all right. I've done no shopping, so yeah,
It's
success.
going so good then.
Yeah.
Is-
You
I
have
think
you been
what?
pressured
Nope.
by any deals? No.
No. There was some like pre Black Friday stuff that was like super cheap Switch games and stuff like that. That
Oh,
like
nice.
a couple weeks ago. But that's about it, man. I do feel like once upon a time it used to be like, oh, like let's be the first in line for this store, like actually be
Yeah.
out at a store. But that just became impossible after a while. The lines started 24 hours in advance, and it just never seemed like it was worth it. And then anything I wanted was online anyway. But now it's weird, man. Now it feels like resisting Black Friday deals is the real win.
Well, it's two things, isn't it? It's on the one hand, it's now like a Black Week. Well, because it's like you have Cyber Mondays, and I feel like the Black Fridays start way, way before anyway. So it used to be like this is the one day, and that's when you had all the zombie scenes in the stores of people punching each other for a toaster and stuff like that. And then you mentioned Nintendo Switch, like official Nintendo sales, because
Oh no! I mean like
no.
on Amazon or like
Oh, gotcha.
VGP.com,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. It's not first party Nintendo stuff like doesn't get major
I was going to
sales,
say
but
that they don't, right?
here and there though, here and there, some of it will drop down, by $20 or something like that here and there by official Nintendo stuff, but it's way fewer and further between.
Cool. Well, be Black Friday, and I guess we can start the show.
Let's go. This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 Eyes Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure, but we also care so very much about your oral pleasure. That's why we put this up on podcast services of your choice. If you're listening to this on Spotify or somewhere else, leave a comment below. There's not many of you, so I'd like to start learning each and every one of your names one by one. It would be easy. It would be shockingly easy, Miles. My name is Bryan Paul from this channel right here without parole. This guy over here to my left, to your right. It's Myles. Wow, how do I introduce you? It's Myles Dyer from YouTube. That's what it is. It's Myles Dyer from youtube.com/Myles.
I need to change the URL to MOYLES because of that pronunciation. Hey Brian, hey GameCats, American GameCats. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hope you had lots of turkey. Did you have a little bit of turkey, Brian? Yeah. Okay.
Also, this is how much of a wonderful time I had.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Well, it's interesting because in America you have turkey for Thanksgiving, whereas in the UK turkey is what we have for Christmas. But you do have turkey at Christmas as well?
Sure.
But it's mainly turkey for Thanksgiving and then ham for Christmas. Is that how Americans do it? I don't know.
I don't know. I think maybe that's the traditional way of doing it, but we had turkey and ham last night or yesterday.
Nice.
And some macaroni and cheese. Some green bean casserole, Miles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Sounds good. And obviously, as a Brit, we don't talk about it. We just let you guys get on with it, and then we are good friends again the next day.
Yeah, like, oh, this is an embarrassing part of our past. Let's not dwell too hard on it. Yeah.
Man. For many years, I was always like, well, America, you've done good. You've done much better without us than with us.
For years.
These days,
Those are some interesting years.
Sure. Yes.
Mako XL with the Canadian $10 says Christian donation, sir.
Brilliant.
All right. If you're Christian, you know what to do. You got to follow suit. Do what Mako tells you to do. If you're Christian, it's what God
Christian
would want.
did he donate?
I don't know.
Jesus? Or was it one of the other disciples?
Jesus was a Jew, and you know that.
Oh, he was, wasn't he? Yep.
Yep. Yep. So
Sorry,
figure
my
that
bad.
out. Figure that
I
out.
never listened in religious studies, so yeah, that's fair.
Cool. Dude, I went to Catholic school for like 6 years, 7 years, something like that. Yep. I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
You learn that we're all sinners.
Yeah, and you should repent for the rest of your life because of the sin that you were born into. Like, oh man, this wasn't even my fucking fault, and I gotta pay for it. Wow, they really catch you coming and going. We just lost so many subscribers. People get so mad when we
Christians
talk about
come
religion.
back, please.
Yeah,
come back, Christians.
I just don't take anything very seriously. I don't take religion very seriously. I don't take politics very seriously. I just want everybody to be happy, and I want everybody to know that I love you and I accept you for who you are.
Nah.
And Myles doesn't. Myles hates you for who you are. He's actually on a quest for global lack of empathy.
Global despair.
Yeah, that's it.
Man.
Yeah,
well, Bryan.
No.
This morning I did a let's play of Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam.
Okay, and was this your first Gundam experience?
First Gundam experience.
Okay,
dude, it's so good, man. And
so
as I was about to wrap up, I stayed a little bit longer, and it went into one of those flashback scenes. And I'm really glad I stuck for it, because I remember when we were talking about it on the show, you were telling me about it. And I think you talked about it. You didn't do a review of it. Did you do a review video?
No, it's on the list of things I need to get done.
Okay, so it was on the show. We talked about it, but you mentioned that there were certain moments in it where it feels like a 360 video, but it's a really well done one. And that was when it happened. And I was like, this is what Bryan was talking about. And it's so good, man. Yeah. Like, it's the best kind of 360 video I've ever seen, because it's not 3D, although it kind of is. I don't know. I kind of feel like it is in places, but not in others. I don't know.
It's very convincing. Like, that's why I was thinking it was like anime layered on top of some 3D actual VR stuff going on. It's very confusing to me. Although I think it's more confusing to me. I think my brain is just frying lately, because I was playing a game today and I was like, wait, what frame rate is this? Like, I am usually the guy who's like immediately like 90 frames native, obviously. Duh. Oh, this is like super silky smooth. This might even be 120 native, right? I was playing a game today and I'm going like, what the fuck frame rate is this? Like, I just couldn't tell. So I think my brain's a little bit broken recently.
It could very well be that the 360 videos were running at a slower frame rate because you are watching literally a video or like an animation, whereas the rest of it is But yeah, the criticism I have of it is there are pretty much only two things that you're kind of doing. There's a lot you're doing, but the two main ones are pressing that one button that does fucking everything in the game, and it never presses it kind of properly. Yeah,
you have to wait until everybody's done talking to push it, even though it's telling you
to push it. Really push it.
Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah. Very limited VR interactions, but they didn't really nail any of them.
That's it. And then all the like, as you're going down the corridors, you got in the video, or using the throttles, your hands don't stick to them, and it was just like those were the only bits they needed to nail. But despite all that, I was like, am I going to be passively engaging in this? Am I actually going to really want to sit around and watch this? The answer is absolutely yes. I thought this was so awesome. Like, especially when someone who doesn't understand Gundam, but the way they get into the Gundams, and then once they're inside, it creates like a digital window all around them when you're in there, and you can see all the way outside, and you can see people coming up to the ship against the glass. Amazing. Like, I can't wait to go to watch the rest of this. But this was a great time, and as I hoped when I went into it, yes, this makes me excited for the future of like interactive storytelling. I'd love to see a lot more IPs do this. So yeah.
I apologize for even having to ask this because it just means I haven't been paying attention. What did you do? Any other Let's Plays this week?
Yeah, what were the other ones I did? I did Demio.
Oh, nice.
Quick summary. Love it. I think whereas before, I mean, there was only 2 Demio games. I was like, the original Demio was great for the campaign stuff. Demio Battles was great for PvP and the smaller bite-sized missions. This one, in my opinion, probably replaces the original Demio now. So I'd play between this and Demio Battles. But there was a glitch that was driving me up the wall, which was I kept playing cards and they kept disappearing and not using them. Yep. Yeah. Especially when your character is down. And I'm like, fortunately, I got through the battles, but had I not, and you get towards the end and you're trying to use a potion to revive someone. But I believe I've seen them acknowledge it on socials and they've done a patch. I haven't gone back into it, but I'm assuming that will be one of the things that's fixed.
That's Myles, that's so good to hear, because what happened to me was that I kept thinking, I thought I was holding my hand and taking cards out and then thinking I was playing them, but like the discarding part, right. And so that's what I thought I was doing. And I was like, man, like, am I just really this terrible at playing a card? Right. And I'm so happy that other people were like, no, it's happening to me too. And it was one of those last minute edits into the review where it was like, this totally wasn't my fault, even though I thought it was. And so thank you to everybody who got in touch and was like, no, it's not just you. So
that's it. Because whenever we come across these things in games, we always do like to think, is it me? We want to like blame the game as a last resort because, you know, there's so many ways. And yeah, trying to put your card back in your hand, and then it turns out it's actually placing it, or I can't remember. Yeah, and then it brings the dice out. I'm like, no. I was trying to put it back in my hand, but it was actually selecting something behind it. There was definitely a lot of optimizations and polish needed. But yeah, overall, I think Demio is always brilliant, and if they get all that sorted, great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next game was Pools VR. Dude, I love it. I find it interesting, and look, no shame. I'm not here to say if you don't like experiences or like walking simulators, you've got no taste. I totally get it. It's a preference thing. But when I see people online going, I'm sick to death of walking simulators, and I'm like, what you on about? There's so many games that aren't walking simulators. Like,
in fact, most of them are not.
Yeah, most of them are not. Don't get angry about the shit you don't want to play. Just don't play it. And like, I think it's really cool, man. I definitely found graphically the whole like looking into the distance and everything being like shimmery, which you mentioned on your review, which we think is that engine issue, right? Is it Unity?
Ooh, I mean, it depends what we're talking about, because it's definitely shimmering due to like some kind of lack or low anti-aliasing. But if it's fidgeting, like if it's like moving, actually moving, like stutter, like that's the DFR bug with the Unity DFR.
And that's when DFR's on, right? Yeah.
Yes. So if you turn off eye tracking completely, but leave it on in game, which I guess a recent patch just sort of screwed everybody. Well, it didn't really screw anybody, because like, no, you're not ever turning it off in game. You turn it off in game, then it's actually turning off everything, and you can't. It's almost unplayable. What happens is what you want to do is go into the actual PlayStation settings menu and turn off eye tracking there if you're susceptible to the stuttering, and then you'll see like, oh, it's using fixed foveated rendering at that point, and so everything still runs smooth, but it's just not eye tracking, and so the world sits still, and so yeah. So if you are susceptible to that, if it does bother you, there's a very, very easy workaround. And fortunately, they're looking into it. They're also looking into seeing if there's anything they can do on their end. And from what I hear, they're also thinking about an official Pro patch, which is great because the game runs better on the Pro already just by nature. And then if we can actually get it to like, you know, super sample at a little bit of a higher resolution in the focal point of the foveated rendering, you know, then and smooth out any of those last frame rate issues. Like we're gonna be talking like sub-side level of show your friends type game, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. I mean, I'm looking at your footage now, and the thing that I saw was the vents flickering and not being there fully. There's a lot of issues that need optimizing, but overall, I played the first 3 chapters, but I didn't want to show it all on the Let's Play. Dude, it's creepy, man. Some of the sounds you hear really unnerving. Yeah, I love it. I just love that whole psychology behind it. Quickly moving on through the others. Richie's Plank Experience. Never played Richie's Plank Experience before, so this was my first time doing it. I didn't do it with a plank. which I know is the best way of doing it, which kind of kills like the plank experience. And the reason why is I live home alone. My living room is a small space. To be responsible, you're only going to do it if you've got people. You're not going to be balancing on a plank in a VR headset unless you've got someone who can spot you. I don't want to be one of those memes online of someone jumping into their TV. Have you done it on a plank?
I feel as though you're, calling me out right now.
Oh no, wait, I don't know. Did you actually use a plank?
Yeah. In fact, I'm showing the footage of myself right now, like putting the plank together. And yeah, absolutely. And I will tell you, it is game changing. It is absolutely game changing to step on it and feel it kind of like maybe not be quite level with the ground, so it is sort of moving a little bit. You can kind of feel the edges with your feet, and it is. And then when you hear that creaking as you step out onto out of the elevator onto the board, it is very convincing. Like,
that's awesome, man.
I know I'm in my living room. Why is it so difficult for me to walk out on this plank? It's crazy.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that is very cool. I am going to be doing it at Christmas. My parents, I'm going to take it. I actually spoke to my dad. I was like, Dad, have you got a plank of wood that we could use and some pillows? He's like, what you want about? For VR? Like, is it sure? And it is cool, the customization with the plank, so I can see on your screen now, like, doing it exactly. Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah. So I definitely need to go back to it. But I got to tell you, man, the city looks awesome. Done a great job of it.
Yeah.
It does make me feel like the closest feeling to being in the Spider-Man PS5 games. Because even though Resist is obviously more of a Spider-Man game, aesthetically, looking down and seeing the traffic in that is pretty cool. So the mini games were great. Shame it doesn't have a platinum trophy, but I had a fun time with it all. And
I saw you in the city. I think you were the other member of the Parole board that I saw. Are AJ or
Wes and AJ are in it?
Okay.
AJ
I didn't find anybody else.
Literally, as soon as you when you come out the elevator on the ground floor, AJ is literally round the corner of the building on the ground floor.
Oh, nice.
It's it looks like a graffiti piece, yeah. And then Wes is on top of building, on the side of a building, yeah. Virtual Strangers. So yeah, it was great. Great to see that.
Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
So just quickly, Gundam I did, and then the other game I played was Shaven Stuff.
Okay.
Pets and Stuff, I think came after, and it was fine. Like for young players, I think great. Shaven Stuff is so much more shallow, and just like I didn't find it at all. I mean, the physics of doing like shaving and stuff is impressive. Like the volume of the hair and all that kind of stuff is really cool. And using a tattoo gun is kind of questionable. But like, yeah, there's really not a lot to it. You literally, if you need to shave them, you have all these different items, and you can just use the one item all the time. So unfortunately, didn't have a particularly good time with that. But anyway. That was the wrap up of my Let's Plays this week.
Well, listen, what I extrapolated from that is that, because I didn't love Shaven Stuff. I thought it was like, it's fun-ish for like 10, 15 minutes. And then I kind of was like, okay, I'm kind of over this. So I am now a little bit more curious about Pets and Stuff, if you say it's the better one.
It is, just because between each area you're unlocking, which you kind of do in Shaven Stuff, but barely. There's like, you unlock new animals that you have to look after. And also the stars that you own, you use to upgrade items in your environment. And kind of like a mobile game, you have to upgrade everything in your area to then progress to the next one. And there's just more stuff to do on it, I feel. But yeah, the hyper VR games need to learn to do platinum trophies. Their games are literally perfect for platinum trophies, and they don't do them. The latest game they did was Hide the Corpse. And like the fact that didn't have a platinum trophy, I'm just like, guys, like your games are made for this. And Hide the Corpse for me is their best game. It's amazing. I had a really good time with it.
We got Mako XL following up his Christian donation with a 10 Canadian Jewish donation. Thank you so much, man. Happy holidays to one and all.
Nice, like it.
Absolutely. Who's going to deliver the Titanic donation?
Yeah. This is what Bryan wants.
Hey, listen, I'm a simple guy. I like simple things. I like my religious
Jedi donation.
I like my religion's satanic. I like my games native 90 frames native. What I mean, listen, I'm a simple guy. I ask for simple things. No. Also, my favorite comment that I've seen so far is from Flippy Nuggets. He said, "If I spent half as much time at church as I do watching this crap, I'd be a saint by now."
But it is the Church of Bryan Poole. It's the best church.
Oh, I don't want that. Listen, if we want to create like a GameCat army cult, totally down. But I don't want.
You get baptized in pools, VR or Subside. That's where you get baptized in Subside.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll work on that. We got had a Hembre D Cat Allergic Game Cat with the level 3 membership. Thank you guys so much for your donations and your memberships. Right, so many games. PSVR. It's weird to say PS and PS again. PSVR2 has no games. Yep. Listen, anyone still claiming it has no games is out of their goddamn mind. We have too many games. We are drowning in new games. And fortunately, Myles, they've all been really good. They've all been real good.
Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. Comic Book Guy with the 5 quid says, "Hey, Myles, as mentioned before to you about platinum YouTubers, here are some to watch."
Okay.
Wait, who are these people who go for platinum trophies? Is that what this is?
Yeah,
Trophy hunters?
Comic was asking, I think, on my Wednesday show about who I watch, like YouTube channels about platinum trophies, and I named PS5 trophies. Bryan is like one of the longest running. Another Bryan, he's got a great channel. And then there's one called Bad Driver, but he mainly talks about like shovelware. Like, here are 5 platinum trophies you can get for $3. You know. Yeah.
Which is why a lot of those games exist to begin with, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. Right. So the ones he's got is John Callum, It's Illusion, Sega Hollywood, Nickar, and Gord Like Matt.
Huh.
It's Illusion is the only one that I think that seems familiar, but yeah.
Thanks for the recommendations, Comic Book Guy. One of these days, man, I am going to get back into platinum trophy hunting again, because I've beaten so many PSVR2 games, and so I feel like, you know, it wouldn't be that difficult for me to jump back into the hundreds of them that I've already been through and go in and just start knocking out the last few trophies and get the platinums on them. I have been at like 45 platinums for the better part of 2 years, I think 3 years. But I am actually a really big fan of playing shovelware for platinums. Not gonna lie. Super Nintendo Chalmers with the $10. Thank you. Says, "Myles, do you think it would be possible to implement a power drop ability in Roboquest by hitting down after a jump? It could make bonks easier to land and leave you less vulnerable to projectiles."
I think the whole point of the game is to be vulnerable to projectiles. It's a tough game. Look, the quick answer is, just my opinion, yes, it could be implemented. For me, it's just a balancing thing with the game, and I think Flat to VR Studios devs' job is they want to bring the flat screen to VR. Obviously, they've done things that are specific to VR. I saw, I think Cussman was mentioning on one of our posts today, something that I actually think is something worth exploring, which is if you're manually reloading, you should get a bonus for doing it. So what VR game does it where if you manual reload, you do extra damage? Oh, man. There's one that does it.
I know there's plenty where, like, if you hit the button at the right time, right? It
there's that as well.
Faster, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But I know that's not
there's
exactly
one specifically that says you do more damage and that. But I kind of feel like, well, that'd be an example where, in VR, it would make sense. So, like, I definitely pass it on to the devs. It's not going to be a priority for them at the moment, just because they're working on the PSVR2 patch and just other optimizations. Oh, after the full. Thank you. Yeah, after the full, if you do bonus damage if you use the manual reloading and Hellsweeper as well. Yeah. So cool. Yeah. So even if I say no to the ideas, it's because at first it's not my call, but we always pass it through, and it's not to say we won't. There's a lot more to come, but obviously the priority now is 90 native and get that multiplayer.
This is probably actually a pretty good segue into our viewer takeover question this week. Remember, you guys just join our Discord by clicking the link in the description below. You can leave your viewer takeover questions in our viewer takeover channel. Nice and easy. Just like Luke Sparling did. And please, I want to hear everybody's response in the chat because honestly, I'm a little, my mind's a little bit blank on this. I don't know if I have too many things in my mind to talk about with this. So I want to hear what the cats have to say. He writes, hashtag viewer takeover. I think we're all ready for a break from unnecessary climbing in VR. What VRAF mechanic do we not get enough of? So listen, I am with him for the most part, right? It's actually funny because I was playing Ghost Town before the show, and early on, you're in a boat, and there's like this little ladder, and so that when you get off the boat, you just climb up this little ladder onto the mainland. And I was like, great. I walk up to it, and you hit the X button just to be like, get off the boat, right? And so as much as I'm definitely sick of just unnecessary climbing for no reason whatsoever in VR games, I am 100% all about making sure that when there are ladders to climb, that we do get to climb those, right? So those little things, those little extra things that add immersion. But to his actual point, I think crafting, like I think crafting is fun in every game, but sometimes you just kind of pointing at different things and being like, oh, this is what I want to craft. I kind of want to take pieces and like smash them together, like even if it's not, super technical, even if like you're literally just taking like 3 or 4 things and like smashing one and then like smashing the other one into the big piece and then smashing the 4th piece into that, right? And it just creates a big bellow of smoke just to make you feel like you're doing something rather than just clicking a couple buttons and being like, oh, you crafted this. And I was like, okay. That's what I could go for.
That's a great one. Oh God, I'm really struggling with this one because everything I'm thinking about, I'm like, well, we still have quite a lot that does it at the moment. I was trying to think down the line of looking your hoodie, synapse and like the telekinesis stuff. I mean, the telekinesis is one of the most VRAF things ever, and I just feel that more of that, but I just feel like there's more that could be done. I also like games where there's actual physical contact with your environment. I always think about Madison in particular because it's quite a claustrophobic game, but where if your hand touches the wall, it hits the wall and you actually get the haptics to feel that way. It doesn't just cut through it. I know that's probably quite minor in terms of VRAF, but sometimes it is the small things that have the biggest impact. But yeah, crafting is a really good one, Brian. But yeah, I want some more telekinesis.
Yeah, more telekinesis is good. Although I guess we're going to have to wait for that in System Critical 3, which just got pushed into 2026. FYI. Yep. I didn't think we had an actual release date for that, but I guess he was saying it was coming in 2025. Looper's such a good shout. Looper says that Prison Boss is the king of VR crafting. Prison Boss was great. Yeah. You actually like rolled. You weren't rolling cigarettes, were you? You were rolling cigarettes, right? And then you were writing like erotic letters and shit. No. Like there was, that was the king of VR crafting for sure. Who else we got? Hong Kong Neon says crafting the items in Horizon Call of the Mountain was kind of fun. Yeah, I thought it was too structured, I would have rather just taken 2 items and smash them together because the way they when you had to tie rope around something, you had to do it exactly the way that they wanted.
I liked it. And it was good that you only did it once for each thing. It was to build I liked that it was like a big moment of you're going to build your next tool. So when you use the tool, you're like, I actually made this, so it was cool. But I'm with you. But the creating the new arrows in Horizon was pretty good.
Yeah. And doing Song in the Smoke, I thought killed it. Song in the Smoke was awesome. Yeah. Where you're shaving down the branches in order to make the shaft of the arrow, and then creating the arrowheads and putting it together, and then collecting the feathers to actually. It was perfection. It was great. I'm looking through the chat. I don't know. Does anybody?
Oh, what about iTrack's grenade throwing, where you aim where you're throwing the grenade with your eyes? That was pretty VRAF, wasn't it, Brian?
Nope. No, that was pretty terrible. That's one
of the most unbelievable things ever. Oh, Legendary Tales. It kind of goes back to my point earlier about your hands touching the environment. I like it where your weapons actually there's collision. Just collision physics are important. Yeah. Legendary Tales. I remember the first time it really made me smile was when I tried to stab a skeleton and my sword got stuck in their rib cage, and then I'm trying to get it out. So yeah.
Yeah, and for the most part, that usually works pretty well. But what was it? Presentiment of Death. Presentiment of Death. Like, you could actually, right? Like it's like, oh man,
yeah.
I remember
just
Nick
stuck on you, and just like, come on, I'm trying to.
Yeah, stuck on enemies and shit, and it was like for something that was like so frantic. It felt like something that it would have actually been better without the collision with the enemies. But
someone said zip lines in VR. Again, collision. I like it when you can take an item and put it over and then actually ride down on the zip line. Not like in Reach where you're just using your hand and not somehow getting rope burn.
Red 49er 85 said, I'll say it again, of Lies and Rain's crouch system. Yep, I agree. Sometimes you have a button to crouch, sometimes you have nothing and you have to crouch IRL. But of Lies and Rain does it perfectly, where it's just you push it down as much as you want to crouch. It's like you push down as much as you want to crouch. You can like lay on the floor, and it's just like it just slides up and down. It's perfect. Yep. Because sometimes the crouch is too low. Sometimes the crouch button brings you too low, or sometimes the crouch button isn't crouchy enough. Right? It doesn't bring you all the way down to where you want to be. Lies and Rain gives you the option. I like it. All right, we're gonna tackle a couple more tips, and then we're gonna get onto some news stories here, Myles. We got Fifth with the Australian 5 says tried to play Smurfs before without Parole, but it needed a 12 gig Epic Roller Coasters update first.
Wow.
I guess they're not just adding the Smurfs DLC to it. It's gotta be.
No.
Yeah, probably the whole game seems like it had to be updated. That's pretty crazy.
I want to check that out because their SpongeBob one really blew me. I liked all their roller coasters, and then when I went into the SpongeBob one, I was like, oh my god, no, they've actually made it feel like you're in the cartoon. Yeah, so kind of excited to check that out.
I got nothing to show for Epic Roller Coasters. This is all I got. I guess I haven't played the SpongeBob one, I guess.
Right.
And definitely have not played the Smurfs one yet. So I will get to that soon. It definitely deserves a review or a Bryan bite or something. It's on the list. The list is long. Very long. Okay, we'll do one more and then we'll. Oh, perfect. I was just about to say this in the run of show. Ace Gamer Cat with the 1337 says, battle it up with the Game Cats during this weekend's multiplayer meetup. Take out your friends on the road in Galaxy Kart on Saturday, and then break out your dogfighting skills with some Ultra Wings 2 on Sunday. Sunday. Yeah. Listen, if you guys are not members of our Discord yet, and you want to play multiplayer games, you should be. Come join our Discord. Every Saturday we play a game together. It's a big community thing. Usually the last couple hours, and then Sunday we do it as well, 2 p.m. Eastern. Now, the games get voted on by you guys. So if you're ever complaining like, well, why are we playing that game? It's because everyone voted on it. And so make sure you get in there, you vote on the game you want to play, and then get in there and play some games with the greatest community. And dude, both of these games, Galaxy Kart on Saturday is on sale currently on the PlayStation Store for $6.
Oh god, get it.
And Ultra Wings 2 is currently on sale on the PlayStation Store for $10. So pick those up and you'll get $6 and $10 worth of playtime this weekend alone. Just heads up. Good stuff. All right, man. We got to tackle. I promise you, we'll get back to the tips. Thank you, everybody, for your generosity. We will get back to everyone. Myles, let's not make these guys wait anymore. Let's talk about Ghost Town.
Ghost Town. So
now,
the last time, well, you and I talked about Ghost Town on Quest. We did it on GAMESCAST.
That was us. Okay, I was about to ask you if you had checked it out on Quest, but that was us.
Yeah,
awesome.
So it was cool. It was a bit of a deja vu. I played a little less of the PSVR2 one than I did, but I did get to the points I wanted to check for comparison of the graphics.
Yep. I played the first hour on Quest, and then I played like the first 45 minutes on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I've seen pretty much the same parts. And I got to tell you, man, like look at the footage is so dark, and it was even darker than this. I had to boost it with a little bit of gamma correction in Premiere, just so you guys could actually see what we're looking at. But let me tell you something right from the get-go. This game oozes atmosphere in a way that the Quest version just didn't, because of those OLED panels that let the blacks just show through. No, I didn't see any Mura, right? Usually like some of those blacks are really present some splotchiness in front of you occasionally. I saw none of that, so I don't know what magic they're working here. But yeah, it's a very dark game, and I love that they give you a flashlight, and it looks really good in the headset.
Yeah, my first thought when I started playing this was, oh my god, when I let's play this, I'm going to have to put the brightness up and the gamma down because, yeah, it is really dark. Yeah, for me, it was undeniable. As soon as I started playing this, I was like, this looks really good in the headset. Like, and it looked good on the Quest. But
it did,
when
for sure.
but then when I was on the boat scene, and again, I'm not going to go into any specifics and spoilers, but like I think it's in the trailer and stuff. You're on a boat on the water, absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. It looks so good. I mean, it is stylized, but it feels pretty realistic. And yeah, haptics. The haptics are definitely there. I didn't get far enough to see if there was any headset rumble later on or anything like that.
I got far enough to find out that there's no headset rumble, and I am disappointed by it, because there were at least 2 occasions where you'll eventually see like this not an elevator. What's the thing, like a cable car? Right?
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about.
It's an old clunky cable car that like you pull the lever, and like the thing shuts, the door shuts, and then it starts moving toward the island that you're heading towards the lighthouse, and the whole thing is rumbling and shaking. And I was like, if there's not headset haptics in this segment right now, then there's not going to be any. And I was a little bit disappointed by that. Also, I gotta say, man, like this is like complete. This is the game I was talking about. This is running reprojected, right? This has got to be running at 60, reprojected to 120, because there is that ghosting that brings the reprojection, but it feels smooth, like smoother than a normal reprojected game. Maybe it's the resolution, maybe it's, I don't know what it is, but it looks really, really nice in the headset.
Yeah, no, my thoughts too. In the opening area, obviously, you got a lot of posters on the wall. I'm always doing the sidestep test to see about reprojection, and look, reprojection is definitely happening, but it's barely noticeable. So, yeah, they've done a really, really good job with this.
Also, I really should have edited this part out, because you guys know what happens. I always just take a random segment of footage, as early in the game as possible, and then just render it out for GAMESCAST, so you can see some actual gameplay while we talk, instead of just endless trailers like you usually see. I couldn't figure this puzzle out, and so we're gonna just be standing at this console for the next couple minutes, because I don't know if I couldn't do math or what the deal was. But yeah, listen, it runs smooth, it looks good. The voice acting is great. The only downside I can possibly anticipate with this is the length, because that's what everyone's talked about. Everyone says, a lot of people said 3 hours, plenty of people said 4 or 5. But I feel like, for the most part, it feels pretty linear so far. And unless you're getting really hung up on puzzles, I feel like I'm kind of cruising through it. There are collectible magazines to find, right? So that might slow you down a little bit, take your time and see. And I'll be playing it this weekend. And I will have a better idea of exactly how long this game is by Monday, or when the game comes out Monday. How crazy, by the way, how crazy is it that yesterday, wake up to just an announcement, not from Sony, not a blog post, right? But Fireproof Games themselves tweeted out that, hey, our game is finally coming to PSVR2, and it'll be here Monday. What? Like, that's so soon. That's so soon. And so...
and the last we heard from them was they didn't confirm or deny anything, but they were just like, we're working on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to come. And we were like, okay, probably sometime next year. And...
So the only release window we ever heard, and I appreciate SB tracking this down for me, was they said it'll be coming to PSVR2 later in 2025. But that was like before they even started porting it, right? They were working on the Steam and the Quest versions. And so the fact that they actually were able to stick to that release window and make it out in time to fulfill their promise. Pretty incredible. I really thought this was going to be a January or February game.
I do think also, and you know, you can never exactly be sure with where development is with these kind of games. Sometimes you've got a game ready to go and you're just looking for the moment. November was very cramped, looking at December. But I do feel that the marketing was definitely helped with the fact it was nominated for Game of the Year award. Like to be able to do that card and go, Game of the Year VR contender is coming to PSVR2. That's amazing. Like really, really, really good. And so I think that
doesn't that also make it stranger to you that like, hey, a VR Game of the Year nominee is coming to PSVR2 next week, and it wasn't presented by Sony. There wasn't a blog post. There wasn't a PSVR2 trailer on the PlayStation YouTube channel. What is going on? I was thrilled that immediately after that we got the announcement of Bootstrap Island, which we'll talk about, which did get a blog post and did get a trailer on the PlayStation Store. But like, why not make an event of it? You've got a couple of games to announce. You know, you could have easily done a spotlight that I've been harping on and on about for like weeks now. Like, I'm sure they could have scrounged together a couple of other games to include a couple of other trailers that, you know, will come out over the next couple of weeks. They absolutely could have made a bigger event about this. And it's just mind-boggling they didn't. This is a VR Game of the Year contender nominee. Nothing from Sony.
And it could have been just that if they could have done that, but it was going to take longer to do because these things, no matter what, you know, you've got in Game of the Year awards, Sony has a process. There are time periods, and it might have been like if you do it, you have to wait X amount of time, and they were like, we just want to get this out the door and strike while the iron is hot. So I think that probably comes into it. But I'm with you. It's kind of how I felt about when I saw that Sony trailer that came out this week actually, which was great. But I'm looking at Dreams of Another, and I don't want to shame on it, but like when I see that, or Aces of Thunder, which has become a bit of a meme now. I mean, it does look good in it, and I just think about like, you know, but that's because those things are planned way in advance as well, you know. We always think about what games really do show off, you know, PSVR2 at the best, and also it's not always the best games that necessarily look the best in a trailer.
Right.
There'll be games that just like, it just communicates a different part of what we offer, even if it's not the game that you... Because for us that have already got the headsets, we can look at each one and have a value judgment of those games. But for people that haven't even bought PSVR2 yet, they just want to be visually engaged with like, wow, that looks interesting, and I want to try some of that.
Yeah. And you nailed it. I do think that's what we saw in the trailer on Monday, on the new PSVR2 trailer. It was variety, right? Here's high flying, you know, high octane action with Aces of Thunder, and here's it's a block dropping puzzle game, and maybe you've heard of Tetris Effect, but it's another thing like that, right? And then there's like the very artistic looking Dreams of Another, right? And then you do get your single player adventure Thief VR in there. And so would it be too much to have Ghost Town next to that and be like, man, another single player adventure? Which Dreams of Another also was, right? So as much as I am like, oh man, Ghost Town would have been a much better choice than Dreams of Another, like you said, this shit gets planned way ahead of time. Maybe Sony had nothing to do with the funding of this. I guarantee you they had something to do with the funding of Dreams of Another getting a PSVR2 version, right? You meowing over there? Hi. Just chilling. She's just chilling. So anyway, but I think this would have been perfect for that trailer. Rachel in the chat was wondering if we have an embargo, like a review embargo on this game until Monday. There's no embargo. And so basically the only reason we're not giving you a full review right now is because the keys just came through a couple hours ago, and we have not had time to play through the entire game yet. And so my my plan is that I play through all of this tonight and tomorrow, and then get my, and script the review on Saturday, and then Sunday I spend all day editing, and I get this review out to you Sunday night, so you'll have plenty of time before the game comes out to make your decision. But so far, very impressed. If there's any downside, like I said, reprojection, but it's minimal. some hit X to climb ladder type things. There are load screens between areas where it kind of breaks up the flow a little bit, which I don't love, but they are at points that make sense. There are games out there like Behemoth and Arizona Sunshine, which just fucking fade to black at a certain point and just load, and you're like, what was that necessary? We couldn't get around that. We couldn't make we couldn't have those load screens like when you open a big door to some area or something like that, like a natural stopping place. But the world is very detailed. There's a lot of stuff everywhere, but but it's not VRAF in terms of like interactions. It's almost to the point where I'm like, God, was this a flat screen game first? Because it's just not a lot of, can I pick this up? Can I interact with this? No.
Yeah.
The answer nine, probably like 95% of the time is no, you can't.
No.
So, but it looks really nice. So it's an okay trade-off.
Yeah, no, I agree. And actually, you were talking about the lighthouse earlier. I remember being on that island on the quest.
Also, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm solving a puzzle here, so this is like spoilery. So if you have to not watch this part, just heads up. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Just look at us. Look at us. Ignore that.
Here, I'll put Myles big screen.
Okay. I was going to say though, I believe on the quest when we were on the lighthouse island on the quest, there was pop-in. I remember I was like, in this more open environment, that's when the quality drops, and that seems to be where a lot of sort of compromises made with the visuals. Whereas my feeling with the PSVR2 version was the island looked great walking around it. Was that your sentiment as well?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was a little bit worried because World of Longplays is telling me that he has a different email than the one we got. So I'm hoping hoping we're not doing anything wrong right now. So I'm sorry, you said there was some pop in where in the Lighthouse Island?
On when you're going around the island, like going up to the lighthouse on the quest, because they had to make some compromises, and on PSVR 2 it seems really good. Like it just there seems to be no compromises on the PSVR 2 version. It looked good. Yeah.
From everything I've heard, in all the screenshots that I've ever seen, this seems to be extremely close to the PC version. So that's again, the Quest 3 version was great. I was really impressed by it, like not that I think the Quest 3 is lacking any horsepower. We've definitely seen some really great looking games on the Quest 3. However, this is, I think, substantial improvement over that. And from all the PC screenshots I've seen, this looks identical to that. So, all right.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right, a little more gameplay footage. Let that run a little bit so people can get a better idea of the game as we tackle a couple more tips here. See,
and just to say, Bryan, not just what a month of November, what a final quarter of the year for VR.
The final quarter of the year for VR.
October, November, December is just looking like to be super strong. I mean, I'm trying to think what came out in October now, but in terms of 3-month average, it looks like December is going to be another amazing month to end the year on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like Shadowgate got pushed into December, right? Trenches may have gotten pushed into December. We don't have a new release date for that on PSVR2 yet.
That's true.
And those are two games I was looking forward to. We have not gotten any word from Aces of Thunder whether that's being pushed into 2026. So the assumption is it's probably landing this month. Although we've said that many months in a row, I think. Excuse me. And then with Thief happening, Ghost Town. I mean, it is pretty crazy. We've had an amazing quarter. And I think we've officially at this point blown away 2024 as far as I'm concerned. Superliminal the Game Cat with the $6.66 says boop. Thanks for the boop. I like getting booped. Boop. Also, I think that's our satanic tip. Andy for VR with the €5 says, watch GAMESCAST for far too long without saying a goddamn word. You guys are awesome. Greetings from Austria. Hey, Austria. P.S.
Hey,
do
Austria.
you expect more PSVR2 games in 2026 than 2025? We just did a show not that
is
long ago, Myles. Like, wasn't it like a month ago where you and I talked about the games, the games that are just past the horizon, right?
Yeah.
And talking about games that were coming in 2026, because we were everyone for so long, for the last couple months, was so laser focused on what's happening in October, November, December. These months are absolutely packed with new games for PSVR2. And so you and I took a second and like kind of looked ahead, and there were so many games. And those are only the ones that have been announced, only the ones that we've heard about. And so, you know, going into 2025, we didn't know about half of the games. We probably only knew about a third of the games that we actually got, right? Like we hadn't heard of Eliza and Rain at that point. We hadn't heard of Thief. We hadn't heard of, even Dreams of Another and Reach, like those got announced later in the year. And so there's a huge possibility that 2026 could somehow outdo 2025.
Yeah.
Also, thanks for speaking up, Andy. It's nice to hear your voice.
Yeah.
After so long of not saying anything. All right, my tip window is probably going to crash again, like always. Mako XL with the Canadian $5 says, Bryan, do you still collect video games? Not really. I do still have a small collection, right? But at one point, my video game collection was a whole room. Right, it was a whole room. It was, and I live in a 1-bedroom, practically studio apartment, and so it was a lot. It was too much, and so now I still pick up Switch games here and there, but I've limited what I keep to the basics. I don't want collecting to get overwhelming. Then we're gonna stop on this one with Game Cato. Generous as always, sending 10 without parole gift memberships to 10 lucky cats in the chat. Thank you so much, Game Cato, for your constant generosity.
Turn the chat green. Turn it green.
Oh, this is the segment I was talking about. Here, we'll go full screen real quick. You're in this fucking rickety old thingamabob. And man, it's the headset. Well, it's an American term. You guys probably have a different name for it over there. It is
Mini Jake.
The whole thing like kind of rattles and shakes, and man, like with some headset haptics, it would just be so much more convincing. There's that elevator in Overdark that just like I swear it like rumbles the headset at its highest setting. It's like, and it feels so intense and so over the top, but it adds so much to the experience. I wish Fireproof would do that. All right. What's next on the agenda? What do we get to talk about after this? I guess we got Bootstrap Island to talk about, right?
Yeah, Bootstrap Island. Honestly, I don't know much about it, other than everyone says it's brilliant. So, yeah.
Oh, well then.
Myles, tell me about it.
We'll let the PlayStation blog tell us about it a little bit. But what I did was I actually gathered up, because there was the new PSVR2 trailer, right?
Yes.
That they showed off on yesterday morning on the PlayStation YouTube channel, which I love. I love when PlayStation does that, especially for games that are bigger, some things we're excited about. But there's what we got to remember here with. Hold on, let me just bring it up so we can start talking about it and not have me be distracted. What we got to remember about Bootstrap Island is that's one of these games that has been on Steam for like, I don't know, a year and a half or something, like maybe longer. And what's been happening over there is there's been constant updates, right? And so every single update that had that was added to the early access version, which it's still in early access currently, had its own kind of trailer. It's like, oh, now we just added weather to the game. Oh, and now we've added this to the game, and now we've added hallucinations or whatever the hell it is to the game, like all sorts of different stuff. And so, although they, kind of truncated the experience on the PlayStation VR2 trailer, there's so much more footage and so many great interactions to see when you look at all of the trailers that they've put out over the last year and a half. Right. With every update came another trailer, and here's what you're getting this time, and here's what you're getting this time, and here's what you're getting this time, and like even as is for what we're seeing, looks like, such a full-fledged game. And a lot of people are telling us how great of a game that it really is. And I love this, man, because this is the benefit of being on PSVR2. Yes, we wait longer for games. That's kind of always been the case. However, when it finally gets here, it is the full game. It's not the early access version. It comes feature complete, just like, Into the Radius. It took us a long time to get that. It's going to take us a long time to get Into the Radius too. But when it gets here, it's going to be the result of years of focus testing, communicating with fans, finding out what works, finding out what doesn't, and then when it gets here, we get the good shit. And I know a lot of people said on PC that this is not. It's hard to run. You need a beast of a PC to run this, and I love that. I love that our little PS5. When you have to optimize for one set of specs, it really shows off what sometimes why being a console gamer pays off.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to read the PlayStation blog? Only because I've been reading through it as you've been going through it, and there's a line in it I really like.
Yeah,
but I don't want to. But it's the final line, so I don't want to read it. If you're like, well, Myles, we should probably read the rest of it first.
Here, my voice is becoming shot. You've already read through it, so you'll be an expert at reading through it.
Sure, I can read through all of it. Yeah, sure. It's actually not that long.
It's not, and I do think I do think it's important for us to read through it so that we have a good understanding of what the game is like. Because the more I hear about it, the more I'm excited about it. So I'm going to bring it up on the screen. You feel free to start reading it, though.
All right. Well, this comes from Lilith Palmer, who is the CEO and co-founder of Maru VR. They said, "We are thrilled to announce that Bootstrap Island is officially coming to PlayStation VR2 in 2026. This will be the most immersive version of Bootstrap Island yet, powered by the advanced features of PSVR2. Always got to get it in there. Built exclusively for high-fidelity hardware, it aims to deliver realism, tactile interactions, and a powerful sense of presence. And now we are bringing that vision to PSVR2. So Bootstrap Island is a realistic yet intense survival adventure inspired by Robinson Crusoe and other classic tales. After a brutal shipwreck, you awaken as Daniel, a 17th century survivor stranded on a deeply tropical island. To survive, you must learn fast and face wild beasts, powerful forces of nature, and the secrets hidden deep within the jungle. There is no hand-holding, no guidelines, and no second chances. Only your instinct, skill, and determination matter. Bootstrap Island is a ruthless roguelike where every decision carries consequences.
Mm-hmm.
You will gather food and fresh water, hunt fish and wildlife, and prepare for the dangers of nightfall. When darkness arrives, the beasts attack. You will need to learn how to light fires and how to load and shoot a flintlock pistol because you will rely on it. Animals are not the only threat. Rain, storms, sickness, quicksand, territorial animals, and poisonous fruits are constant dangers. Before we carry on with that, Bryan, these are the kind of games I'm most excited for VR. And before PSVR2 came out, the dream release for me was The Forest coming to VR, and obviously that's never happened. And I think of things like oh man, there's another survival game where you're on islands and you're on a raft. I can't remember off the top of my head, but anyway, these are the kind of games I like, and it's kind of exciting that there is this island to explore and we don't know what's on it. And I think that kind of mystery, I mean, it's why Lost was such a great TV show when they first crashed. It's just like, what's out there? There's some strange things going on. And that's also what made The Forest great. The Forest, if you just wanted to survive, that in itself was really entertaining. But if you wanted to go and explore the story and understand that, that would be great as well. But yeah, there seems a lot of things they're ticking off here when it comes to what you're going to be doing. Anything you want to say that before I read them?
Only that Looper said it's not a roguelike in the chat, okay. even though developers themselves are saying it in this blog post. But correct me if I'm wrong, Looper. It's a roguelite, LITE for sure, correct? Right, because part of the gameplay loop is dying, and then when you come back to and then you and you keep a lot of what you've done. and please, I'm only learning this secondhand. I have not played this myself on PC. And then when you wake up, like the layout of the island has changed, correct? And then but you're not starting officially from scratch, but dying is part of the gameplay mechanic. And so I think there is like that randomization and like that starting over again and again and again and surviving longer each time. So maybe Looper can clue us in if in that respect it's a roguelite. But let's continue on with the blog post.
Cool. Bootstrap Island features a highly realistic, systems-driven world where everything reacts. Day and night cycles, weather, fire, and liquids interact in complex and often unpredictable ways. The island can be explored freely. Beaches, riverlands, jungle, and other biomes offer different resources. Every interaction encourages experimentation and instinctive problem-solving. You just have to be creative. And then this is about deaths. Every death teaches you something valuable. You learn by doing, adapt your strategy, and unlock new items that help you survive longer in future runs. As you stay alive longer, you gain access to satchels for inventory, a building book for constructing shelters and defenses, and equipment such as a musket for stronger firepower. Medicine found in bottles helps you fight sickness. You will begin to notice subtle changes in the environment. Survival comes from knowledge, preparation, and experience. Uncover the story of the survivor, the life before the shipwreck, and the uncertain future that awaits. As you explore, you will discover who you are, why you're on the ship, and whether your presence on the island is a coincidence or something more meaningful. There are signs of other people. Whether they are hostile or friendly is something you will discover on your journey. No two runs are ever the same. Every session reshuffles resources, events, and weather patterns, and the types of creatures that hunt at night. The island is always changing. Items found in chests, territorial dangers, and weather conditions all shift from run to run. Adaptation is essential. So that was the things we were talking about there.
Yeah. We're definitely getting the bigger picture, I think, with the in-depth blog post. Cool.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting. From the beginning, our goal for Bootstrap Island was to create a VR experience so believable that players forget the real world, with every interaction from lighting a fire to gathering resources feeling natural, grounded, and physically intuitive. Man, 3 things we like to hear. To achieve this, the game is built on interconnected systems where fire, water, weather, physics, and animal behavior constantly influence one another, creating moments that feel alive and unplanned. For us, VR has always been more than the technology. It is a medium capable of evoking presence, emotion, and wonder. Last bit here. PSVR2 allows us to fully express this vision for the most realistic survival experience in VR through features such as foveated rendering for exceptional clarity and performance, headset vibration that intensifies dramatic moments like storms, near-death encounters, and adaptive triggers with advanced haptics that create lifelike sensations including thunder strikes, bow tension, and pistol recoil. Together, these capabilities make the PSVR2 release of Bootstrap Island the most immersive version of the game. And this final sentence, I love. Bootstrap Island is developed by a small indie team at Maru VR, and although this is our first premium game, we have created more than 40 VR experiences over the past 8 years to understand the medium and learn how to push its potential. I just love that declaration because you shouldn't always be judged on just like the big games you announce. Like, there are people that really do iterate and just keep experimenting and learning at the foundational level. Like, what is it to make VR VRAF? And it seems like that this is the culmination of everything that's come before. And the fact that we hear a lot of people saying this game is brilliant on other platforms. I'm so hyped for this, Bryan. This was a good blog post.
Yeah, wonderful blog post. I'm hyped for it too, man. I think this might be my most anticipated game of 2026 currently.
Yeah, man.
Right, which is great. I'm very much looking forward to this. I guarantee you, this is going to be running reprojected. There's so much between the weather and the lighting effects and just the scope of the island. My bet is that yes, they're using DFR, but they're using DFR in order to keep it running at 60, right? Because there's a lot going on here. And these are the examples of that I'm like, I've got no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. I love when my games are super smooth and running at 90 frames native. But when you've got a game that is this like just this fuck man, I just lost the word as I was about to say it. Ambitious. When you've got a game this ambitious, then man, absolutely go for it. Do what needs to be done. So super excited, and it's supposed to be really difficult too. Which, dude,
Right.
I played Song in the Smoke. You know, there's a learning curve there, but once you get the learning curve down, especially if you don't mind taking your time with Song in the Smoke, it gets pretty easy, right? You get very comfortable in the spaces that you're living and setting up camp, and you take your time, right? You basically you get to a new area and then you just like live there for a while as you build up your resources. I found Song in the Smoke fairly easy, although there are difficulty levels that make it impossible, like Jake mode. So there's that. Green Hell, not too difficult either, right? There were a couple of things that made it difficult. From what I hear from everybody like Looper who's played the PC version and told us that is so difficult, that for me is part of the appeal. There are not many games that I'm looking forward to dying in, and then dying and learning the ropes as I die and get better and better and better. Like Roboquest, same thing. It's like the same game.
So
I was just asking to see if Myles was listening, and I think we got our answer.
No, I was just seeing in the chat that because the game I was thinking earlier, as you were talking about that, was Stranded Deep.
Oh yeah,
Stranded Deep was the game that I was always wanting to come to VR. But no, man, you're absolutely right. And I mean, this is my most anticipated. And but then if you were to ask me what other games do I think are going to be coming next year, I couldn't list too many. But yeah.
Man, it's funny. Super Nintendo Chalmers in the chat brings up Green Hell in comparison to this, and I feel like we got Green Hell VR, right? That's what we got on Quest. That's what we got on PSVR2, and I don't think Green Hell VR is actually what VR gamers wanted. We wanted Green Hell, but in VR, not Green Hell VR, right? Green Hell VR was a much more linear game. And this I feel like is actually going to be delivering the Green Hell VR, not Green Hell VR, but Green Hell in VR.
Yeah,
I just lost everybody, but the Green Hell in VR experience that we really wanted. Yep.
Yeah, Green Hell VR. I was always like, it feels a lot more claustrophobic and like you're very confined into these set areas, which I didn't. And you've answered it for me. It's because that was literally not Green Hell,
right?
In VR, right. Yeah.
Dude, before we move on from this, let's tackle some more tips, because I have not been keeping up with the tips, and I do not know if anybody's talking about Green Hell or what's it called, Ghost Town. So let's take a look. Whoa. There we go. While it is now GameCast, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2 says Resident Evil 8 coat-based inventory was cool. Ghost Town DFR? Yo, I think so. I think this tip goes all the way back to our earliest conversation of the viewer takeover question, where it's like, what do we not get enough of? Like, what VRAF mechanics do we not get enough of? And and I am totally right there with Waleed. I thought the Resident Evil 8 Village inventory of opening up your coat and pulling out items and weapons and shit from it was so good, and I'm a little disappointed that Leon didn't have a coat inventory in Resident Evil 4. So that is one I'd like to see more of, like that diegetic inventory. Everyone has a backpack, right? That's become standard since Saints and Sinners, maybe even before that. Pull a backpack off your back and you just grab stuff out of it. It's cool, it's fine. I love it in VR. But the coat inventory was very inventive, and I think we need to see more stuff like that. Ghost Town.
There you go. That would be your VRAF request earlier. What VRAF mechanics do we want to see more of?
Yeah,
you said crafting.
100%.
I'll take the other one then. Inventory, coats.
Yep,
we want more coats. That's
exactly it. And does Ghost Town have DFR? It's a good question. It is sharp. It's about it. I don't know if the word razor sharp is going to come into play here, but I mean, it was very satisfying to look at. I wasn't like, oh man, I wish this was sharper, right? And very, very few developers nail all of that with like Vertical Robot is the one that always comes up, and even Propagation guys, the Wanted Dev Studio, like that razor sharp, and just it looked very, very nice. I don't think anybody will complain about the resolution.
Ghost Town did remind me of Propagation in terms of how dark it was in the opening. Yeah.
Agreed. Yep. Really using those OLED blacks to our advantage. Super Nintendo Chalmers with the $5 says, digging for collectibles. I think that would have been a mechanic that would make Dreams of Another redeemable. If you could dig through voxels for items. That's so cool. There have been very few games in VR where you just can dig anywhere, right? Dig a hole. Sometimes there's something there, sometimes there's not. I can't think of too many games, if any, that do that. It would be very cool. I don't know. I'm wondering, can you dig in? Can you dig in Bootstrap Island? It'd be nice. I don't know what we'd be looking for, but that's a good one. We need to see more of that. What are you doing, bud? We got Game Cato with the Australian $50 tip, as if giving 10 without parole gift memberships wasn't generous enough.
Hero
says, keep up the good work. Loved your Richie's Let's Play, Myles. I can't wait to test out Ghost Town over the weekend. Certainly hope it's scarier and less wobbly than Pools. Also, I think there should be a without parole themed walkabout course. Go Gamecats. Man, what would be on a without parole themed walkabout course?
More cats than the Japan course.
Yeah, probably a lot of cats. That's
just a cat sanctuary.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's so funny. I wonder what. There's all sorts of inside jokes, I'm sure, that would come to play in there. Yeah.
And what if it was a tour where you start off, or no, the 18th hole is in your apartment, but it goes through Wes's, AJ's, and mine, just these little studio rooms.
That'd be pretty
great. And it could go to convention centers. I don't know.
That would be great. I'm just trying to think here what he said about hope Ghost Town is scarier and less wobbly than Pools. Honestly, that's a good question, because so far Ghost Town there's been good moments. Right?
Yeah.
Have they been scary? They've been spooky.
Spooky is definitely what it is.
Right. But I am very curious to see if it actually gets scary, because I've always, as far as like the reviews of the Quest version and Steam version, I don't want spoilers. So I didn't really watch any of those. So I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what's around the next corner.
And Pools it depends on who you are. I think it's unnerving. It's not just spooky or eerie. It's a very subconscious, primal thing I think it taps into.
Yeah.
I won't say any more than that. But there are things that happen in it that I'm like, yeah, that makes me feel really uneasy.
Yeah. Agreed. Virtua AM2 with the $2 says, any updates on Already Dead? I've been in contact with the Already Dead guys. I think they're called Moon Call. No, Moon Hood is the Midnight Walk people, right? And so I think these guys are Moon Call. I've been in contact with them pretty frequently, because every 6 months or so I'll email them and be like, "Hey, still excited for your game over here," and they are good about responding, being like, "Oh man, like we're working real hard to make it awesome," and there are some, like, it's not just a third person Resident Evil clone type game. There's plenty of actual first person VRAF interactions. So I think I really, really hope this one delivers, because I love my old school Resident Evil games. I love my PS1 Resident Evils, right? The third person, pre-rendered backgrounds, tank controls. I love all of that. And so I hope this delivers on some of that nostalgia, but also, infuses the current VR stuff into it. But we should be getting a release date on that soon. Every time I talk to them, it always feels like they're just about ready to announce something. So they, I want to say, is it a two-person team something along those lines. Mooncall. I got it right. And they said 2024. So they're only a full year late at this point, and probably longer than that. Shout out to 8540678. God, I really hate not having the actual usernames on the screen.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
what's happened.
It irritates the crap out of me, and I know who this is, but I'm a terrible person, and it's not. Is it Son WTF? I see the big S. That's got to be it, right? Since 5 without Parole gift memberships. Thank you so very much, so very much. Game Cato with the Australian 5 says, World of Long Plays is right, Brian. My fireproof email says to wait until December 1st. How come I've gotten 2 different emails from Barry at Fireproof today? Neither one had an embargo. God damn. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying watching this live, because I may have to pull this until Monday. We'll see what happens. He says, wait till December 1st to show anything. Maybe you're special, being the granddaddy of the community. I don't think I'm special. And I don't think they think I'm special either. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show, because we're about to make it private. And Game Cato with the Australian 5 says, ooh, all this bootstrap haptic submersion. They are spruiking. What is that word?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, good. It's not just me. I thought I was alone on this.
Say it again, Brian. What's the word?
Spruiking. Spruiking. Spruiking?
Might be an Aussie thing.
Maybe. Says, hope they add B-haptic support, same way I want it in Roboquest VR. Please, Myles. Please.
Oh, I mean, look, we're not going to lie. We're talking about it internally. Again, it's a priorities thing. We've got other things to do first, but if the game sells well and enough people want it, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Sweet. I gotta plug in my B-haptics at some point and check this shit out. So, Yep. Boy, we better wrap up the GamesCast and do a 4-minute challenge before somebody shuts us down for doing the wrong thing today. Woo, boy. I don't know. Myles, you got the same email I got, right? There's no mention of an embargo, right? Please tell me that. No. Okay, just making sure.
I had a press kit, and I didn't look in the press kit.
I looked at the press kit. Press kit was fucking very few, very little information in the press kit. Doesn't say what frame rate it's running at. Doesn't say. I mean, it says nothing, right? It's like, oh, it's also coming to PSVR2 on December 1st. Like, it sounds probably they just added that into the press kit. That's all I got.
So how many games we got coming out next week? 4. Is it 4 or 5? We got 4 and the Alice in Wonderland Walkabout DLC. Okay, that's it.
Which come on, after Tokyo and Forgotten Fairyland.
Yeah,
I'm now way more excited for any Walkabout DLC, because I feel like they've just been killing it recently.
They really have. It's unbelievable what they're doing. Their game is. There's going to be it. When they first came out, I was like, eventually they might have like 20 courses. Really, 30? I can easily imagine that we're going to get to a point one day where there's the 100th course. Like, they're just going to keep going.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while to get there, but like, yeah, man, there's no sign of them slowing down. Well, I'm just thinking, if it's 4 games, four Let's Plays, what's the 5th one going to be? Brian, I got a key. I don't know if I didn't ask one for any of you guys. So apologies if you do want me to ask, in which case I'll go back and get one. But I've got one for Animal Anatomy on PSVR2, where you get to go inside a cat or a dog or a fish, maybe. I don't know what animals you do, but you're not looking for a trailer of it, are you?
What, Animal Anatomy?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I can bring it up. I mean, I wasn't going to, but because,
don't.
Because listen, I understand. I get it. It's not a game, but there are people out there who are interested in it, and that's great. But I played Human Anatomy VR on PSVR 1, and that also.
Oh, it was on PSVR 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and it got an update for PSVR 2, so it must not have been. People must have bought it. Otherwise, why would they ever bring it to PSVR 2? And so there's an audience for this. I'm obviously just not the audience because this is purely educational. It's not gamified in any way. And so I will be very interested in hearing your thoughts after your Let's Play. Myles.
I don't think it's got a platinum trophy. It's going to be a shame. No trophy support, which is a real shame. What I will say about Human Anatomy was my main thought when I went away from it was, oh my God, I wish I had something like this when I was at university studying biopsychology. Because when I had to learn parts of the brain, I literally got given a white bit of paper with a black and white printout of the brain. And I'm there looking at the parts going, that's been labelled. And I didn't do very well. Whereas in this, being able to actually go inside it and pull the parts and interact with them, I mean, joking aside, this is an impressive use of VR. So, yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay. I saw Wes in the chat. He said the first email reference preview content. Wes, did we do anything wrong then? Is preview content allowed as of right now? Because that's all we did the first hour of the game. Can you let me know?
Can people let us know if we're going to get shut down? Please don't shut us down.
Hey, if we're going to go, this is the way I want to go.
Get a knock at the door. There. Come through your window, breaches style, double, both feet first.
For sure. Game Cat with the Australian 5 clarifies. Spruick. Oh, he just copied and pasted. Verb informal Australian English to promote or publicize something.
There we go.
Okay. Now I've learned. I'll never use it because
I was going to say you're going to use it.
No, it doesn't roll off the tongue for me. But thank you for the clarification and all the support. Amazing support. Myles, I have a game picked out for 4 minutes.
The Game Cats have been so spruic for the channel.
They have. Listen, I still don't have a hype button under any video that I watch. I don't have a hype button. I don't understand why I've not gotten a hype button. What?
I hyped one of yours though. I hyped one of your videos.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like the hyping video is good. All right, good. Thank you, Wes. Appreciate you in the chat. I think it's good for the algorithm, right? And there's a lot of new people out there buying a PSVR2 for the first time. So sorry we didn't. I saw somebody in the chat even say that they're about to get theirs, and congratulations, Myles. I don't remember the person's name because it scrolled past. But for people who are getting a PSVR2 this week, for the very first time, 3 games off the top of your head. 3 games off the top of your head that would be perfect for a new VR gamer or a new PSVR2 gamer. Go.
Should we go one at a time, backwards and forwards, like tennis? I'm going to go easy first. Walkabout mini golf. Whack.
Okay. I'm going to go Gran Turismo. I'm going to fucking the granddaddy. Let's go. Big time.
Excellent. I feel like these are all easy. Subside.
All right. Well, then I'm going to say Beat Saber.
Great.
Because even though they're not supporting PSVR2 anymore,
no,
right? There's so much content, so much DLC you can get into. You can still spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours in Beat Saber. We each get one more, right?
I'm gonna say Switchback.
Whoa. Okay.
Because that's like it has got motion to it, but you are sat down. I think that would be if you want to sort of push yourself a bit. Yeah, I know that's probably going to be my most controversial of the 3.
Yep.
Or maybe of the 6 we come up with. But yeah, Switchback.
This is so tough. I was
going to say, what one do you think really pushed? I mean, Gran Turismo 7, to be honest, is one that would test their motion as well, wouldn't it?
It would. Right, and then and I think it's great no matter how you play it. You know, if you're using a DualSense controller or if you have a racing rig or something like that, it's great. It's very realistic, right? I like the variety we've got here because some of them are very realistic, some of them are kind of cartoony, some of them are like multiplayer centric and just fun, and some of them are like kind of big time serious. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are saying No Man's Sky. Listen,
That's a hardcore first game.
It is. And man, I guess it all depends on what kind of gamer you are when you're not wearing a VR headset, right? If you are a hardcore gamer and like it's, you don't mind like some really really deep crafting and collecting and all that. Like I think No Man's Sky in VR on PSVR2 specifically is the best way to play No Man's Sky, hands down, no question about it. So let's throw that on the list, just because we don't know what kind of person this gamer is.
There we go.
So there you have it. Oh man!
And people said Tetris Effect and Puzzling Places. Those two, I was thinking of a puzzle game as well, but I just thought need to throw in there something a bit more actiony.
Yeah, I just hate like having a list of games for a first time VR gamer that like is nothing but training wheel games, right?
Right.
And so and I loved Luminous in VR. I just loved it. Like I was smiling the whole time I played it. Yeah. And so like if you're a fan of like Tetris style games, then yeah, Tetris Effect and Luminous are absolutely fantastic, and shouldn't make you motion sick in the slightest. Although I do think Luminous gets a little bit more risky with the camera movements, right? There's like a beach level where like I think when it's done or when it starts, like it pans like across the beach, and I'm like, oh whoa! Like even my stomach was a little okay, yeah. But I like that. Okay, all right, good enough. Myles, I've got a game picked up for 4-minute challenge. Are you ready?
No, but let's do this.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. You guys out in the chat, help us out. Myles, I've got a game, PSVR 1 or PSVR 2, and it's up to you guys and Myles to figure out what game that is. You've got an infinite number of questions, yes or no questions to ask, but only 4 minutes to ask them in. Let's go. On your mark. Get Des. Go.
Is it on PSVR 2?
Yes.
Is it on PSVR?
No.
Is it on any other headset, Bryan?
Yes.
Okay. Is it on MetaQuest?
Yes.
Is it on Steam?
Yes.
I don't normally go that specific, but it was worth doing. Okay. Has it come out this year?
Yes.
Oh, it did come out this year. Interesting. I thought it was going to. Okay.
I'm kind of going easy on you because we needed a win.
Okay, we need a win. Yeah. Is it only? Sorry, wait. Let me start again. Does it have single player?
Yes.
Is it only single player?
Yes.
Only single player. And is it a good game?
Yes.
Would it be a top 25 contender?
Top 25?
It'd be in the conversation?
It might get mentioned. I would say it's a top 50 contender, no questions asked. It's one of those games.
Okay, all right. Yep. And have they got realistic graphics?
I would say stylized.
Stylized, yeah.
Yeah, so more on the cartoony side.
Okay. And are you shooting in it?
I believe there is some shooting in it, but that's not the primary mechanic.
Is it a puzzle game?
No.
Is it an action game?
Yes.
Action game. Is it so melee weapons?
Yes. Primarily it is, yes.
And can you use your fists?
Yes.
Okay. And
I mean the answer is basically yes.
Okay. All right. Did you have a really good time with it?
No.
No.
But
you don't say any more than that.
Okay.
Did you find that things dropped off after the opening chapter?
Things dropped off at the opening chapter. No.
So you didn't feel the opening sort of missold the rest of the game? It's
not Reach, no.
I didn't say that.
But I did.
And you're like, Myles, it's over. It's not Reach. I didn't say it.
Not Reach.
Okay. Is it a roguelite?
It is.
Okay. And do they all talk with a Cockney accent? Yeah, like, yeah, bruv.
do they all talk like Myles Dyer? Yes, they do.
Not like Myles Dyer, mate.
Myles Dyer.
Yeah,
yes, they do. In my head, that's how you
cool.
talk.
Are you in big sort of gorilla robot things?
Sure.
Cool. Is it under Underdogs, Bryan?
Yeah, coming out, I believe it was in March of this year, 2025. It undersold and did not get the love from me that it deserved. This is, in fact, Underdogs by one ham sub.
Dude, yep. I had such a good time with this. I do want to play more of it, though, to see how it goes further on. But, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is more on the cartoony side of things, right? Stylized, but it's like kind of like a gritty cartoonish. I wasn't quite sure where to go with that.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's sometimes when we think cartoony, we think like playful sort of thing. Whereas this is, gritty and
it's more of an Adult Swim cartoon. Maybe not. I don't know. It is getting multiplayer though, so that's good. Maybe that'll help sales.
That'll be so good.
And maybe that's when I'll revisit it for reals, right? Like when there's multiplayer, I can get in there with a friend, and we have an excuse to spend more time with it. And then my review won't be out of date 5 minutes after I finish it.
Right.
So that'll be the goal. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I think we got.
Can I just give a quick shout out, a plug about something I've done? Because you were talking earlier about PSVR2 and people getting headsets. This week I've really got into the zone of doing YouTube shorts, doing like highlight clips of my Let's Plays and that, and it's been fun to do. But today I did a sort of piece to camera, and it's literally a 30-second video aimed at PS5 owners and saying, if you own PS5, there's never been a better time to get VR. Like, it's so Very cheap right now. So I was just going to say, any Game Cats, basically, I just wonder how many PSVR2 fans there are on TikTok and Instagram, and the answer might be not that many. But I was going to say, if you have TikTok, if you have Instagram, obviously YouTube Shorts, just give it a view and a like, and just helps with the algorithm, get it out to more potential PlayStation and VR people to get it out there. Because I do really feel this Black Friday deal, which goes on until, I'm going to say it's like the 12th of December, 16th of December. It goes on for quite a few weeks. This is such a great opportunity to, for people. And for me, it's kind of like, there's always that thing of, yes, anyone that has a PS5, we want them to get a PSVR 2, but it is an expensive investment. For me, I think, and this is what I say on the video, if you have a PS5 and you've ever been VR curious, it's a no-brainer. Like, obviously, it's still $300, it's still some money, but like, if you've always been like, yeah, I kind of like the idea of it, but it's quite a lot, there's never been a better time. And it's not just about like the price, the amount of games out there and everything. And there's a good chance that they might own flat screen games that have a VR mode and stuff. So, I see all the Game Cats constantly championing the PlayStation trailer, talking about the Black Friday deals and that. And, it's a bit weird because it's like, yeah, we're just helping a corporation sell more gear. But there's more to it than that. It's like we really believe in this and we want to see it do well and other people to believe in it. So, I was just going to give that a shout out.
Can we create a term called high curious? Like instead of bi curious, it's like where it's like hybrid curious.
Hybrid curious, I like that. Hype curious, yeah.
Because as Gebhardt this is Mad Vegan, isn't it? With the $2, it says check your public libraries for hybrids, i.e. No Man's Sky and RE6. No, RE8 and RE4 VR. Dreams of Another, right? Pools, all sorts of hybrids out there. This is a big. My tip window just crashed. I knew it was going to happen. This is a big thing. I think if you just, it's crazy how many people probably have a big chunk of VR games and don't even know it, right? This is the kind of thing that like you can tell people, be like, do you have this game? 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 What about this game? You got this game? Haha. And then you say, well, guess what? You don't need any additional purchase to play all of these games in VR. You just need the headset. And you might already have a VR library and not even know it.
That's such a great one. I mean, I'll let you as well do it, but I'm going to do that as a story in a couple of weeks or so. But if I was PlayStation, and the website and store wasn't a complete and utter mess, I would have it built in that when you go to PSVR 2, it says, if you buy this, these games that you own,
Yep.
you'll be able to play in VR. So straight away, it's the value proposition. Holy shit, these Resident Evil games will be like, oh man, it would, and that would move units. Jesus Christ, man, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I even that trailer they put out Monday, I know, it would have been nice if it ended or with some kind of something that said currently on sale for just $300, right? But it feels like a missed opportunity there where they could have said, hey, look, here's all these exciting games you can play, and currently it's the cheapest it's ever been. So yeah, lots of missed opportunities on Sony's end, and it feels like some missed opportunities on my end too. Kind of yelling out there to. I think what you did was brilliant. That's
but there's still time to do it though, Brian. It's sure. Still like we still got like 2 weeks of it, and and that was kind of me. I was like, God, it's like Black Friday's today, and like I'm doing it on the evening. But I was like, and then I checked the dates on it. It's like it's for 2 weeks, so let's all do a punch every week together. Like I'll do today, you do next week, and we'll keep moving the needle.
It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. This is
best community ever.
Best community ever, and it does seem like just like looking at some anecdotal evidence. Looking at like Amazon, you can see that it's selling way better. Actually, what does it say right now?
Is it on sale on Amazon as well?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's got the same discount, and so for people like me who unfortunately use Amazon for everything, let's see, PSVR2 headset. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, so $299, deal selling fast, 8,000 bought in the last month. Now, Myles, usually it says 1,000 bought in the last month. That's usually what it says. And it says, and this deal's only been going on for less than a week or something along those lines, or about a week. And so, at least on Amazon, it seems like it's been selling about 1,000 a day instead of 1,000 a month. So the sales have shot up considerably on this. And again, that's just anecdotal evidence. I know it's not where everyone's buying their stuff. It is just so funny to me that they have the core PlayStation VR2 bundle with the headset and the controllers without Horizon for the exact same price.
I know. I kind of feel bad because there are people that are going to buy that by mistake. Also, when you're on the actual Black Friday page, you have to scroll so far down to get to it, and it says £90 off. And I don't think that's the most interesting thing. They should literally say what the price is. Yeah.
That's what yours says? Because mine legit says $299, and then it says list $399 and crossed out.
It says it on the actual page. I'm talking about on the Black Friday, or maybe it is.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like the main PlayStation Black Friday where it just has a list of all the items.
Yes. Sorry, I'm still on Amazon, having just searched for PSVR2 specifically. So no,
it's actually cheaper on Amazon for the UK as well, because on PlayStation it's $3. Oh my God, let me actually have a look here quickly. Got a screenshot from my video earlier. Raw footage. What was it? So yeah, it's £309, so 309.99. Whereas on Amazon it's $299. So you're saving £10, but that's only for the VR2 one, not the Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle.
So it's £299, but your pound is worth more than our dollar. So I feel like you're kind of getting screwed over.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, and then in your so just to go through the three of them, because I actually got screenshots of all of them. So for me, it says in the US it's from $399.99 to $299.99. Mm-hmm. In the UK, it's gone from $399.99 to $309.99. But as you say, let me just do the quick conversion actually. So that means if it's $309.99 pounds to dollars, that comes to $410. So that's what we're paying. Yeah, $410.
What?
Including tax, which
okay. All right. Well, listen, I know it's not. It's still not 1-to-1, but yeah, the fact that you guys you have tax included in your price and we never do, which is insanity.
But then, dude, euros, it's €349.99, which is it's the same actually, $405 again. So yeah, I don't know what the tax markup does, but yeah, we're paying around $400 at the discounted rate. Yeah.
All right, interesting, but still compared to the retail price, it's massively discounted no matter what region you're in, which is great. Which is great. All right, here, let's take a quick look at the tips, and then we can get the show on the road here. Hold on, I gotta be looking at this screen so you guys can see the tips too. Emmanuel Bose sent one without Pro gift membership. Thank you, Emmanuel, for your generosity. Emmanuel Bose follows it up with a $5 tip. Thank you again. Says, happy holidays, GameCats. Best community ever. Fucking absolutely agree. Comic book guy with the £5 says, I'm still waiting for that Titanic game that, if it's still coming to PSVR2 or has been canceled. Yeah, this is the Titanic. Is it called the Space Between? That's a Dave Matthews song. No, what is it? Titanic. Oof, I forgot what it was called. But yeah. So the last time I reached out, here, Titanic. Let me see if I can't.
I thought you were talking about a different game, but it was a sinking ship game, because I saw that you reviewed it on PSVR. I was talking with Eric from Flat to VR the other night about games, and he was talking about Free Diver Triton Down.
Yes.
Saying how good it would be to sort of have it upgraded for the newer systems, because very claustrophobic and having to hold your breath and stuff like that.
And Archaeac's not doing anything with it because they don't exist anymore.
Is that who it was?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, as far as I know, Archaeact is done for. And Freediver, despite being a very short game, like I think it was 90 minutes or 2 hours at most, was very, very cool. But I'd honestly be looking into the PSVR2 port of this Titanic game, because it offers some really similar stuff, but I think maybe a little deeper mechanically. I will check in with these guys, with this studio, and see if the PSVR2 port is still planned. Comic book guy, because this game is, I only played the first hour or so on Quest to check it out. It is called The Space Between. Huh. Is that not a Dave Matthews song? James Wolf says, Dave Matthews, you're so white, Bryan. Listen. Dave Matthews is inescapable. I have tried to escape Dave Matthews, but I cannot escape Dave Matthews. Are you hovering over me? What are you doing up there? Hi. All right, well, at least she's cute. Hold on. Can we go full screen on? Oh, you're just going to be just out of frame. Is that how it's going to go? There we go. Yeah, who's a good girl, huh? Who's a good girl? Yeah. Okay, she's been super cuddly recently. Just like as soon as I go to bed, she jumps up in bed and just starts like headbutting me and purring loudly and laying against me. It's like it took her a couple of years to even like want to sleep in bed with me. But she's there now. Yeah, listen, Dave Matthews is a great band. I recognize that. They were very talented. Dave's a very talented songwriter as well. It's just not really my style. It's not something I would turn off if it was on. I even like listened to David Gray for a while. But you guys know me. You guys know me. My two big things that I'm into are either like, emo, like MCR, they used all that, or like a kind of like a more acoustic-y singer-songwriters like Josh Ritter. Josh Ritter's like or Bob Dylan, early Bob Dylan, right? So that kind of stuff. But Josh Ritter, if you guys don't know Josh Ritter, go listen to some Josh Ritter. For real. Go listen to The Historical Conquest of Josh Ritter or Hello Starling. You can thank me later. Amazing, amazing stuff. Is that it? Oh, no, still one more. Fifth, with the Australian $2 tip, says VoidRift New on Aussie Store. VoidRift. Wait. VoidRift. Why does that sound familiar? I think somebody posted that in our news channel. Did somebody post that in our news channel? VoidRift. Let's see what happens when I search it up. Void Train, Void Rot, Void Source, Void Breaker, Void Drift. Oh, there it is. Void Drift Escape the Breach VR. Hold on a second.
Someone also tweeted this week that Island Time
This
VR
week.
had now come to other regions, and it's including Europe, but it's not on the UK store. Because, yeah, Island Time VR was never available for us on
Really?
PSVR2.
Well, that's good because that's the game that caused me to punch my Polymega in the face and then break it, and it is still kind of broken even though I got it fixed. Yeah, fuck you, Island Time. Fuck you. No, it's just unfortunately, Island Time is about to be extinct, right? Because it is very much a survival game where you stand in one place and just kind of spin around 360. But I mean, I don't know who's going to want to play that over something like Bootstrap Island, or even, let's be honest, Song in the Smoke. But they're radically different games. So hold on a second. VoidRift Escape the Breach VR. You're trapped aboard a crippled spaceship. Oh, poor thing. Drifting through deep space. After a collision, alien pirates breach your hull and storm the ship. Armed with pistols, rifles, grenades, and shotguns, you must fight your way through claustrophobic corridors, restore power by activating multiple turbine systems, and survive escalating waves of invaders. Sounds kind of wave shootery. What is this? What's this called? VoidRift. Here, let me see if I can't find a trailer of this real quick before we call it quits. VoidRift VR trailer. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I will take a look though. I'll do a deeper dive and search, and that way, if there's something worth if there's something worth sharing, I'll put it in PSVR this week for you guys, which will probably be tomorrow morning because I've had a headache all day long. So I think that's. Yep, that might have to be tomorrow. Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for Life says, "Who the fuck is Dave Matthews?" Okay. Guys, don't forget to go subscribe to Myles over at youtube.com/Myles. The link is also in the description if you can't figure out how to spell that. Also, thank you guys for all the support that you've given me over on patreon.com/withoutparolegames. Over here by being a member, by tipping during the show. You guys are all awesome. Thank you. But if you're just here, part of our community, hanging out, shooting the shit during the show, that's amazing. Come join our Discord. You guys are the best community out there. We're just happy that you're here. Honestly, money is always secondary. And maybe you're somebody who sits back and watches the show and doesn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there. And we love you just as much. Happy Friday, Myles.
Happy Friday, Bryan. Happy Friday, GameCats. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Here it is, your clip of the week, courtesy of Superliminal, the Game Cat. Let's go. Myles, comic book guy in the chat with the 2 quid says, bye. Last question. Anyone else? I think it's probably going to be watch. Does anyone else watch Robot Chicken? I
did Chicken the very first season.
It's not still on, is it? There's no way. Is it a Cartoon Network here, Adult Swim, their Adult Swim segment on Cartoon Network?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I think, or at least that's where I think it was.
Celebrity Deathmatch was MTV.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, definitely the first season or two. There's no way it's still on. Is it still on? I don't know if it's still on.
No idea. Yeah. But dude, that was impressive juggling.
That was impressive juggling for sure.
Impressive in both ways. Impressive for the juggler. Mm-hmm. Massive respect, because I can't juggle for shit in real life, never mind in VR. And secondly, impressive for the physics of the game that allows you to juggle like that.
It's got to be easier in VR, right? Because like you just have to kind of be near the object and pull the grip, and then it probably suctions to your hand, right?
Yeah,
to
maybe.
Some degree.
Yeah,
right?
That would be the hope.
Yeah, I still don't think I'm coordinated enough, even in VR, to do it though. So.
I've watched so many tutorials, I still have no idea how you do it.
I get the concept. I just
Oh, I do.
yeah.
You just throw balls in the air and catch them. Get it? Do it? No, they fall on the floor.
Yeah. I can usually go about 3 seconds until I'm like, oh, the timing is just completely off. Not a thing. All right, I'm gonna go make sure I didn't break any embargoes. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We love you all. Meow.
Bye bye.